Well, it's here, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to you, and yes, you. It is Tuesday, the 14th of February. Yeah, 2023. So, welcome to another edition of Maryland's Cafe Society Radio. Listen, it is one of the most romantic days of the year, right? But, if you're not romancing today, there are other ways to spread love today. And I'll be sharing a little bit more about that later in the show. By the way, this will be a short show today. Mm, yeah, well, every time I say that, it seems like the show ends up being a full length show, but this time I promise it will be a short show today. So let's get it started. For Maryland's Cafe Society. For Maryland's Cafe Society. For Maryland's Cafe Society. That's right, everybody. No matter what's going on in this world, we have to still find a way to live, laugh, and love, right? And what a day to spread some love. And so again, as I said, it'll be a short show, but I do want to share cafe talk before I get into some of the news stories that we were hit with overnight and into the morning. So, our cafe talk will be, what are you doing on this Valentine's Day? What are you doing on this Valentine's Day? Remember, you can chime in on the comments section of the video, or of course, you can on the social media platforms give your comments. All right. So sadly, we got that news overnight, and it's still top news this morning, and that is the fact that three students were killed at Michigan State University. It's been reported that the gunman is dead, and of course, he went in and opened fire at Michigan State University, killing three people and wounding five before fatally shooting himself off campus. Now, authorities are still saying they don't know what the motive was in this incident, and we're just going to continue to send our prayers up for all those who have been affected and watch the story. And in case you are wondering why we are beginning to hear more about unknown flying objects in the United States airspace and hearing about those objects being shot down, well, the White House announced yesterday that they are finding more high altitude objects because they are now looking for them. Right. Yeah, the United States military is setting early detection radar to spot those smaller, slower moving objects that, prior to a couple weeks ago kind of fell under the radar, so to speak. So they also stated that, coming out of the White House, they also stated that there's no indication of anything extraterrestrial about these objects. Meanwhile, we still don't know much, right? We're still kind of left in the dark here. But there is a report from this morning that says that China has gone on record as saying the United States has sent spy balloons into their territory more than 10 times since the start of 2022. And just like China, the United States is denying that claim. So stay tuned, everybody. It's a mess. All right. Well, in other news, let's lighten it up a little bit. The Super Bowl happened on Sunday. Yeah. And I made it home from work, from my other work, just as the halftime show was being introduced. And by all accounts, in my opinion, it was spectacular. I mean, the dancing and the choreography was simply stunning. And of course, Rihanna's voice, her singing voice, during the times that she was actually singing. She was not shy about showing that she was, she had a backing track under her. But when she actually sung, her voice was as strong as ever. And apparently, Rihanna and her team decided to go with the white balloon theme for the wardrobe of the dancers. It looked nice. I'm not being critical here. And of course, I loved her red space suit as well. All right. So I must admit, not that I was, staring at her like that, but I immediately spotted that baby bump. And I said to myself, that must be her surprise, because remember, a few weeks prior to the halftime show, there were leaks of, you know, announcements that there would be some surprises. And I guess that was the biggest surprise of them all. So, congrats. I think she pulled it off. She carried that whole show alone. I kept thinking in the back of my head that maybe some of the artists that she did collaborations with would show up on the show, to perform with her. But no, she carried that show. What was it, about just under 14 minutes, I think. She carried it. She did it. And it was great. So, all right, all right. And then the second half of the game happened. Yeah, yeah. I actually stayed tuned in because I thought that I wanted to watch the commercials and see, how neat some of the commercials would be. But I ended up getting involved in the actual game. Right. It was good, right? It was really good. And so I just send congratulations out to the Kansas City Chiefs and their fans. It was quite a game. All right, and so now we're at Valentine's Day. It is upon us, and folks, it's not just about the candy and the flowers, and in some cases, diamonds. No, it's also about making those last minute plans to have pasta. Yeah, there's a study that came out from Yelp data, that says that Italian restaurants make up the biggest portion of reservations here in United States major cities on Valentine's Day. And they said that almost 62% of Yelp customers make their Valentine Day reservations the week of. Yeah, the week of, and 19% make them the day of. So, and it's all about that pasta. Now, for folks who live in Miami, Florida, they are really spur of the moment folks. They make the reservations the day of, 23%, I believe. And in Austin, Texas, they're the most, uh, most folks who do the planning in advance. 43% of people who live in Austin, Texas, make their reservations over a week before the day of. So I don't know what that means, but it takes us to our cafe talk. And again, the cafe talk question is, what are you doing on this Valentine's Day? Yeah, how are you going to be experiencing your life today, everybody? Well, for those like me who aren't really romancing right now, there are some things that we can be doing. In fact, I'm just going to continue to spread agape love on this day, and I encourage you to do the same. Now, here's a few ways that we can do this. We can obviously reach out to others that are not romancing on this Valentine's Day, just checking in with them. It reminds me of that song. Here it is. Let's cue it up. And of course, I don't own rights to this song, but you know it, right? Just a phone call to say I love you. Well, anyway, we can certainly do that. We can do that. We can show other random acts of kindness on today too. And it can be something small like sharing a smile, giving a kind, encouraging word, or even making, small donations here and there. But we can also spread love for those who can in a grander fashion. And that's by actually, spending time with others who may need to see some love or experience love. And for those who can really make those big moves, make some moves that will actually change someone's life for the better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just say, however you decide to spend this day, Valentine's Day, just be safe, okay? All right, all right. And so I'm going to keep it short, keep it short, keep it short. So let's go ahead and review our word for the month of February, and it is quiddity, quiddity. And it means the inherent nature, distinctive feature, or essence of someone or something. And so the quiddity of Valentine's Day is love, right? That's right. All right, everybody, reach out to me. Come on, promote your business, service, or product with the show. Just send an email to producer at marilynscafesociety.com. Remember also to visit that website, marilynscafesociety.com. You can find the link there to the latest show. You can connect with me on my various social media platforms and hit the blog button as well. And then there's the email club. Just send your email to Marilyn's Cafe Society at yahoo.com and say, sign me up, and I'll definitely get you on that list. All right. And then, of course, we're going to wrap it up, everybody. So here's what love is on this Valentine's Day. Love is romantic. Love is brotherly. And love is agape. In other words, God is love. All right. So if you don't do anything else, not only on this day, but for the rest of the week, I want you to be sure to live, to laugh, and to love. And as always, it's a pleasure and a privilege, people. And we will talk again on the next show. Peace and love.